What is up, Waffle Gang? I do hope you are well. My name is Mark, and today we're checking out some more r/am I the butthole. If you'd like to skip the initial waffle, timestamps are in the description and along the timeline below. But if you are new here, please consider hitting that like, that subscribe, and maybe that notification bell too, as it all massively helps out this channel, and I know you do it all the time anyway, so thank you very much for that. Love you for it. And let's just crack straight on with today's stories. Much love, guys. Now, this story that we're going to cover first is one that we've covered before, but now it's coming with an update as well. So I will read the story again, but if you want to use the timestamps, as I said, they are in the description to go straight to the update. And this is from Cave is Closed. Would I be the arsehole for making my roommate pay to replace my panties? Mobile user, so I apologize for formatting. The names in this have been changed. Earlier this year, one of my friends, 29 male, we call him Taylor, moved in with my boyfriend, 25 male, we call him Charlie, and me, 23 female. Taylor and I worked together and became really close friends. I introduced him to my boyfriend, and now the three of us are friends. However, I'm closer to Taylor than my boyfriend is because Taylor and I have bonded over similar traumatic experiences. The other day, Charlie and I left for a little weekend trip. Taylor agreed to take care of our dog while we were away, which we're happy about. Charlie and I have a security camera in our bedroom. This camera is aimed at the bedroom door and bathroom door. We have the bathroom attached to our room. Minutes after we left, we got a notification that there was motion in our room. We checked the cameras and saw Taylor just standing in our room. Over the next 30 minutes, he went in and out of our room about 7 times. It's important to note that up until this point we have sincerely valued privacy. We never go in his room unless he states it's okay, and vice versa. So we were surprised to see him just walking in on his own. The 8th time he went into our room, we saw him go over to my dresser and dig through my panty drawer. He picked out a pair of panties, pulled down his boxers and pants and put my panties on, and then put his boxers and pants back on over it. A few minutes later he returned wearing one of my tank tops, and when he noticed the camera, he slowly backed out of the room, but then he returned later and continued digging through my panty drawer. He returned multiple times later to dig through my panties. All of this is recorded and saved on video. Seeing how he invaded our privacy and wore my underwear made me feel sick and needs to be addressed. We don't want to make Taylor feel ashamed for cross-dressing, but what he did with my clothing was disgusting. I know as soon as we get back home I'm going to throw away all of my underwear, and Charlie's going to install a deadbolt on our bedroom door. We don't feel comfortable confronting him about it until we return home and are able to deadbolt our door. Would I be the arsehole if I made him pay to replace all my underwear and pay for the hardware for our bedroom deadbolt? The only reason I need those things now is because he invaded my privacy. Edit for clarification. Taylor is better friends with me than he is with Charlie. Between the two guys, I am obviously closer to my boyfriend. I do not prefer Taylor over my boyfriend, Charlie. And I won't cover the comments again. They were basically just saying, you know, it's not the fact that he was cross-dressing or anything like that. That's up to him if he wants to do these things. But he went into your private space and raided your underwear drawer. You know, I think that's a good enough reason to kick anyone out of your home, right? And that's what a lot of the comments were going down. And as I said, we do have an update to this, so we're going to cover that now. So the update says, still on mobile, so again, I apologize for the formatting. Also, thank you for all the advice and support. You guys really helped me make an informed decision. I left out some details intentionally because thinking about it and making it public was just too disturbing, and I was in denial. Taylor also went in my nightstand to look at and handle my adult toys, and he dug through my hamper to presumably look for used underwear. Now on to the update. Taylor denied everything, despite the fact we had it all on video. He tried to make up different reasons why he was in there, tried to downplay it, said he only came in to look around, and then said he doesn't remember even entering our room. We told him he could either move out, go to therapy, or we could move out and he would have to find new roommates. He basically told us no. He said we had no authority to kick him out and that blackmailing him with the videos was illegal. Unfortunately, he was on our lease, so there wasn't much we could do without taking legal action, so we got to work. We started looking for a new place to live, started looking for a lawyer, filed a police report, and made plans to file for a restraining order. But every single day I was constantly anxious at work and fearful in my own home because it was clear that he had absolutely no remorse. After about a week with no sleep and constant fear, I finally spoke to my boss about the situation. My concerns were taken seriously and they immediately began taking the steps to help me. I showed them the videos and they agreed that his actions were completely unacceptable, and due to the nature of our work, he's considered a liability and danger to other employees. They made sure I was in a safe place before they suspended him, while they investigated him. During his suspension, I met with my bosses where they continued to support me and ensure my safety. They also made plans to terminate him, as he also had multiple negative performance reports. So this whole deal was the nail in his coffin. However, Taylor quit before they had the chance to fire him. The day after he quit, he got all of his crap out of the apartment and signed documents removing himself from the lease. He has not attempted to contact me since. The whole situation has been extremely emotionally draining. It has caused a lot of painful memories and emotions to resurface. Looking back on our friendship now, I can recall multiple red flags in which he crossed clear personal boundaries I set. I can't believe he was ever someone I trusted and loved like a big brother. But for now, he is out of our lives and I'm relieved. I'm still living with my parents, but I plan on moving back as soon as the apartment locks get changed. That's all I've got for now. Wow, and what an update that was. And I think OP handled it in the best possible way they could. They confronted him, even though this person turned around and just went, no, with the video evidence as well. I mean, what's that mindset in itself? That's concerning, right? And in the comments on this one, it's just like loads and love and support towards OP and glad they got out of that situation. So there's nothing further adding to this story, really. So what do you think of this update? Do you think OP handled it in the correct way, or would you have dealt with it in a different way? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and we'll move on to another story. And our next story is from Stop With The Baths. Am I the arsehole for demanding my fiance to stop bathing for effing hours on end because we only have one bathroom? I, 25 male, recently got a new place with my fiance, 26 male. It's overall a pretty nice apartment, but the only downside is there is only one bathroom. My fiance effing loves bathing and would oftentimes spend hours in the bathtub soaking. We're talking 2 hours minimum, and sometimes depending on how his day was, he'd spend close to 4 hours in the bathtub. I wish I was exaggerating, but legit hours in the bathtub. This wasn't an issue before, as our old place had a bathroom and a separate washroom. I've tried asking him to shorten his bathing time, and he just said he needs it to relax, and also asked at the very least keep the door unlocked so I can just piss when I need to. He just said that's gross and doesn't want to be bathing while I piss a foot away from him. I've seen his butthole, but okay. Yesterday, this whole thing came to a head. He was on one of his long haul soak sessions, and I needed to pee like really bad, and it was like 10 PM. So I knocked on the door and asked if he can finish up since I needed to pee. He told me that he wasn't anywhere near done. He's been in at that point for only 1 hour, so I said fuck it, I'd piss in the sink. He later came out and said the bathroom was free now at effing 1 AM, but I told him it's all good, I already did business. He then asked if I picked him up anything while I was at the store, since usually when this happens, I literally haul myself to the nearby gas station to piss there. I told him I didn't go to the store and I just pissed in the kitchen sink. I did make sure to run the water so it wouldn't, like, you know, smell like piss. He got really angry at the end and called me disgusting for pissing in the sink, and he was just laying it on me. So I snapped back and said, I don't give a fuck. Stop effing bathing for hours on end. I'm not going to the gas station just to piss and shit when you're pruning up. He called me an arsehole and went to stay with his mums for the night. He came back earlier today and it was just radio silence. So I'm here to get some different perspectives. Am I the arsehole? Now, I think your partner, well, to me, is being incredibly inconsiderate in this situation. Won't even let you to go to the toilet because he doesn't want you pissing next to him. So you go to the gas station, and I'm assuming he knows about this too. So yeah, that makes him a huge arsehole for insisting that you jump through these hoops for his benefit. Absolutely not the arsehole, 100% to me. But perhaps New says not the arsehole and says, went to stay with his mums for the night. And then says, he should be bathing there from now on. Occupying one bathroom for hours and denying you access to the toilet is beyond rude. And Jaina Banana says, and quotes, I've seen his arsehole. And then says, well, it's not a hard thing to do if it's the entire person. Not the arsehole. And Lizzie says, not the arsehole. It is unreasonable that you're expected to go to the gas station to piss just because he wants to soak in the bath for hours. I'm not sure this is a tenable living situation if he's not willing to shorten his baths or compromise by keeping the door unlocked. An anonymous man says, not the arsehole, your fiance is an inconsiderate jerk. If someone told me to go walk somewhere to pee instead of going in my own dang bathroom, I'd be pretty upset. Not to mention literally just leaving the door unlocked solves all your problems. Also, newsflash, everyone pees. I don't know why you peeing in a toilet grosses him out, but that's messed up. And Anthony says, not the arsehole, dude. Major red flag, that's all about him. He needs his 4-hour bath time and he needs you to not piss during bath time. He needs you not to piss in the sink either. It's highly doubtful this selfishness will fix itself. And we'll have one more from Ambient Cold who says, honey, do not live like this. He has no respect for you if this is how he treats you. Not the arsehole. Now put yourself in OP's position and then you've got a partner who's taking up the bathroom all the time. How would you react to this? Would you live with this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and let's move on to the next story. And our next story comes from Final Examination 60. Am I the arsehole for yelling at my mother-in-law for feeding my kids a cake with a swear word on it? My mother-in-law's birthday was the other day and someone she works with gave her a cake that said, Lauren, you're a bitch and everyone hates you. There is kind of a long and irrelevant backstory about the guy who gave it to her. They used to be very close and now they hate each other. The story changes a lot depending on who you ask. He used to be a family friend. We live with mother-in-law currently because we lost our apartment. Anyway, to show that it didn't bother her, she brought the cake home and totally ignored what it said. I came down this morning and mother-in-law, her boyfriend and my 3 kids, 7, 6 and 4, were eating it and she didn't even smear the word. My older 2 can read and my oldest one was giggling about it, so I know he knew what it meant. I asked to see her in the other room and she rolled her eyes. I told her that was irresponsible and stuff like this is why I don't trust her with the kids. I'd prefer they not eat cake for breakfast, but I can get over it because it was her birthday. She accused me of being uptight and said it was just a word. I said, yeah, if you're an adult and not going to repeat it, but I don't need my little kids giggling over her adult problems. I lost my temper a little bit and yelled at her that she is irresponsible and immature. Now I feel like that was too far when we lived with her and her boyfriend seemed pissed and had an attitude with me. Now I came into this one thinking, whoa, so she's taken a hate cake that someone's given to her and she's going to eat it anyway. I'd be concerned what was in it for one, but they went ahead and ate it anyway. It's cake. Let's eat the cake, right? But I think I got to respect mother-in-law in some ways that she got given this hate cake and she went, you know what? This is still cake. This is edible. Let's take this home and eat this. And I was like, fair play. That's taking the power back, right? And then to share it with the family as well. And I'm someone who just looks at this and like, you know what I'm like with swear words anyway. I swear all the time and you guys like that anyway. So swear words don't bother me too much. And I almost look at it as like a bit of a teaching moment. You know, you teach kids that you're going to see these swear words, but just do not repeat them. Hell, I would have giggled at that cake. And again, this is someone that sounds like they've taken you into their house as well. Oh yeah, I got to say you're the arsehole in this situation to me. But Hyper12 says you're the arsehole. This woman is letting you stay in her home and helps care for your children. If this is an example of why you can't trust her, it's on you, not her. And Savako says, you're the arsehole, let them eat cake. And Neither March says, you're the arsehole. Your eldest already knew the word, so where did he learn that? From you, from her, from TV, or any one of the countless number of places where he's exposed to other people in their language? You don't trust her with your kids, but you're happy to take her hospitality and help you out of a bind when you lost your apartment. Your mother-in-law did not inflict her problems on your kids, she did exactly the opposite. You're the one who was yelling at the hand that feeds you. Now that behavior was not exactly a responsible or mature one. What are you teaching your kids with that behavior? And Jesse Verde says, you're the arsehole, kids are going to see and hear inappropriate words. This was a teaching moment. And Yucky Mustache says, you're the arsehole. If your kids aren't Rod and Todd Flanders, then they're gonna know those words and think they are funny. Also lol at, can you please come into the other room of your house when you're letting my family stay so I can yell at you? An Orange Sock Monkey says, you're the arsehole. I'd be more upset that someone gave her that cake. It's not going to corrupt your children if they go to school and they already know it. And one more from Zaddy Doll who says, you're the arsehole. You made a mountain out of a molehill. So what if there's a swear word on it? It's not that your kids never heard the word. Again, so what if they had cake with a swear word on it? What's going to happen? They're going to become juvenile delinquents. Seems like she did an okay raising your spouse and is a good person for letting you and your kids stay there. Now, what would you do if your mother-in-law put a cake in front of your kids with a swear word on it? Would you be offended by that at all? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and we'll move on to another story. And this next story comes from Sad House 27. Am I the arsehole for telling my friend her parents' house bought her house, not her? The title sounds bad, but hear me out. Backstory: I, female 28, have a friend, female 28, who purchased a house late last year. It's an awesome 2-story townhouse, and I've been over there plenty of times to help out with moving, decorating, and for hanging out. As mentioned in the title, her parents purchased the house for her and her partner. I truly have no issue with this, as the housing market is terrible for buyers, so more power to them for being homeowners. I recently, unfortunately, inherited my parents' house, which is 3-bedroom, out in the sticks. The issue: we went appliance shopping because most of the stuff in the house was 10 to 15 years old. We were standing with an employee who had asked to recommend some smaller items like toasters and kettles when the employee asked if I was moving out as general chit-chat. I told him I was moving, and he asked whether I bought or rented. I told him I bought because it was just easier and less awkward than telling him I inherited the house. He told me that was cool and began talking about the toasters again when my friend cut in that I inherited my house, not purchased it. The employee went quiet, and I gave her a "what was that" face. I was taken back. She continued on saying, "Yeah, I purchased my house." I asked, "Does it really matter? I'm here to buy some kitchen appliances, not tell this guy my personal issues." She grinned and said, "It's just for the record," which made me more confused and annoyed. You can probably see where this is going. I replied, "Oh, okay, then if it's just for the record, your parents purchased your house for you." The employee quickly retreated and she walked outside of the shop. I caught up with her and she said I was a massive arsehole for pointing out she couldn't afford to own without her parents' help. I returned with very similar: my parents also helped me with getting a house too, just in a really terrible way. My partner agrees with me, saying she's the one that opened that door, but our other friends are split almost 50-50. Now, it's one of those ones where the good old saying comes in: play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I mean, what was she actually trying to achieve in this situation? Was she really just trying to feel like superior to you in this situation when she was also basically given her house as well? Wow, yeah, I can't say you're the arsehole in the situation for just basically telling the truth there, really, when she wanted to play this game to begin with. But Vox Popsicle says not the arsehole. She doesn't get to be catty and look down on you for how you each got your homes. It seems like an odd disconnect that she feels superior about it at all. And Leah's84 says not the arsehole. Your friend definitely is. The employee probably just wanted to know if you rent your house or own it, but the way he worded the question totally merited the "I bought it" answer. You didn't want to get more personal than that, but your friend decided to start playing games. Is she normally competitive with you? Because that's what it sounds like. This whole thing is just weird and uncomfortable. I'm sorry about the circumstances for your home ownership. And Embarrassed Storm 25 says, not the arsehole. Holy crap. What would possess anyone to say this, then grin? I would argue that any person that reveals in pointing out your deep personal loss to one-up you to a total stranger is not your friend. And Gunboy says, not the arsehole. Your friend started the "let's tell the truth" game. Not your fault if you played along. And 461 says, not the arsehole. What a gross thing to say. Why do people have such an issue with others inheriting? Their parents died, for fuck's sake. You were so within your rights to snap back like that, and I'm glad you did. And we'll have one more from Purple saying, and quoting, she said I was a massive arsehole for pointing out she couldn't afford to own without her parents' help. And then says, can she not see the absolute obvious thing that you both only own homes because you got them from your parents? You're in a similar situation to each other overall. She was lucky hers were able to help her while they're still alive. I'm sorry for your loss. She was the one that felt compelled to share your personal information with a store worker for no good reason, and then didn't like it when you did the same to her. You wouldn't have said anything if she hadn't opened her mouth up in the first place. She needs to grow up and accept she is only a homeowner because she got help from her parents. There is no shame in this, given how awful the housing market is everywhere. Not the arsehole. Now, what do you guys make of today's collection of stories, and how would you feel if you was in their positions, in OP's positions, in their shoes? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, I love to hear them. It's one of my favorite things about this channel is when you get involved and tell me your stories and, you know, and what you've been through as well. And I know it's not always positive, but I do find the stories fascinating regardless, and I hope you don't mind that. Also, another one of my favorite things that I've been asking quite frequently, and I still love to see it, is what you're up to whilst you're listening. It's one of my favorite things. Someone was telling me the other day that they were going shopping like around the supermarket, and I find that to think that I'm in someone's ear whilst they're going around doing their shop. I know that sounds weird, but I find that really fascinating. I don't know why. So keep it coming as well. Thank you so much for your love, your time and support towards the channel. It means the absolute world to me, and I can never express that enough. And I hopefully will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Much love.